Good morning and welcome to 5 Minutes More with Pastor. It is Saturday, November 14th, I believe it is. Again, over the sky. Probably going to rain today, I believe. We're just kind of settled in that, so we're cool with that, right? Anyway, I hope you're having a good Saturday and you get to enjoy, if it's your day off, a day off, one of your days off, that you get to enjoy that. If not, I hope you can honor and glorify the Lord with the work you do today. I just want to bring you a quick thought from Proverbs chapter 19 and verse 11. It says this, and this is really important because I think this is in a day and age in which we live, and even within the circle of churches and Christians, that sometimes people overlook or ignore or rationalize. That's very dangerous to do. But listen to Proverbs chapter 19 and verse 11. It says, "The discretion of a man deferreth his anger, and it is his glory to pass over a transgression." Ignoring or overlooking an offense, the Bible basically tells us, is a godly virtue. Now, the Bible tells us that a person's discretion, their wisdom, uh, it gives them the patience and self-control to be slow to anger. If you flip back a couple chapters to Proverbs chapter 15 and verse 18, it kind of gives you the flip side of this. It says this, it says, "A wrathful man stirreth up strife, but he that is slow to anger appeaseth strife." Now, please don't misunderstand. When there is when somebody's physical life is at stake, there's been some sort of breaking of the law, there's been abuse of that's not what I'm talking about, but I think we know most of what I'm talking about. Things that sometimes we'll let just stick in our craw, and just the whole I'm just constantly letting something, a slight or a word or a mistreatment in some way, just stick with us forever. The Bible says very clearly that the discretion of a man deferreth his anger, and it is glory to pass over the transgression. Again, a wrathful man stirreth up strife, but he that is slow to anger appeaseth strife. Will Rogers one time said, "Whenever you fly into a rage, you seldom make a safe landing." Somebody else one time said, when we get angry and rashly give someone a piece of our mind, it's typically a piece we can't afford to lose, and that's often true. James in James chapter 3 talks about our tongue being just this little member, but it can set the whole world on fire. It's very dangerous. I think about things even as simple as road rage, right? When somebody does something, cuts us off or doesn't let us in, and man, our attitudes and our frustrations just come out them. The root of the problem is self-control and self-discipline, or lack of self-control and lack of self-discipline, and that is one of the fruits of the Spirit. And when a believer is walking in self-control, that means they're able to restrain their reactions. They're able to watch their words. They're able to have a mastery over their attitude. And really, that begins with a simple prayer to God of submission. And it's one that I think we should often pray, and that's, "Lord, help me not to walk in the flesh, but to walk in the Spirit. Help me not to fulfill the lust of the flesh," because the flesh wants to get mad. It wants to get angry. It wants to get frustrated. It wants to retaliate with mean words or mean actions or vindictiveness. But the more that we accept God's control of our lives, the more self-control He gives us. Um, and self-discipline enables us to do what we should do, and that's to think first and then act later. Um, Self control allows us to write that angry letter, but then tear it up and throw it in the trash can, or type the frustrated email, but then delete it and never send it. Um, Self control allows us to forgive, and it really is that simple. Um, a lot of our unneeded anger, strife, contention, anger, all of those things are from a lack of self control. Somebody does something, says something, and we just immediately react. It's just, we just blow into that rage. And again, the words of Will Rogers, every time we fly into a rage, we rarely make a safe landing. And anytime we give somebody a piece of our mind, it's rarely a piece that we can afford to lose. So I know for me, it's imperative. It's imperative for me to ask God, help me have some self-control today. Help me to not fulfill the lust of the flesh. So now my flesh wants to do this. But Lord, help me to walk in the spirit and to exercise self-control. Lord, as I submit myself to you and I give myself to you, Lord, help me to control myself, to think and then to act. And Lord, also to, as I think, remember your forgiveness to me and to share that with other people. It's a great burden lifter when we act in that way. And I pray that we'll be people who do that for the honor and glory of God. Hope you have a great Saturday, and we'll talk to you guys later.